people are aware of the good things in America that really do need to be restored and appreciated.
Sarah Palin, media in tow, and her unconventional family vacation. And apparently she's headed to New Hampshire now, where, by the way, Mitt Romney will formally announce his campaign on Thursday.
It's actually a big week in actual candidates deciding to run for president. So on this Daily Rundown Super Tuesday, what's the state of the race? Charlie Cook, editor of the Cook Political Report and a political analyst for National Journal, and Stuart Rothenberg is editor of the Rothenberg Political Report and a columnist for Roll Call. Gentlemen, Charlie, you've been pretty blunt on these assessments before, but let's talk about what Sarah Palin said in her run-up. She thinks the field's going to change up a lot, and there are going to be more strong candidates. Her words, more strong. Is she right?
No, I think it's going to be a settling down. I think she's just trying to stay relevant as long as possible. I really don't think she's going to run. I mean, why should she give up her $1 million a year contract with Fox, $75,000 a speech? She's making more money than God ever intended her to make. And why shouldn't she just stretch this thing out?
You think God didn't have a plan for that kind of money for her?
Well, anyway, first, let me just say how honored we are to be on the final week.
Oh, no.
I mean, this is a thrill for us.
Well, and the thing is, for all of us that love this show, we always call it Chavana. Now, if we didn't like it, we'd call it Suck. But anyway.
But now it's just Shut. But all right, well, we have a whole week to say
You've
goodbye.
been waiting for that Suck line.
I know.
Well, I said it off camera 2 weeks ago, and now it's on.
All right, so Stu on Palin.
Yeah, look, I think that this is mostly theater. On the other hand, there's no way I can read her mind, know what she's actually thinking, but it looks like theater to me. I think she's at a point in her life where she's a celebrity, she's being rewarded financially. I'd be surprised if she runs. I don't rule it out because she's shown she's a really quirky person.
Let's talk about Mitt Romney at long last. Thursday, the announcement.
Yeah, and he did an interview with Jamie Gangel earlier. I'm sure you caught part of it. Yeah. Mitt Romney 2.0, or is it 3.0?
Well, I think it's 3.0 because button-down business guy was 1.0. Right. The most conservative guy running in 2000, it was 2.0. This is 3.0. Can't see him with a tie and trying to be relaxed, but still kind of a stiff guy trying to be relaxed. I'm looking for like the torn jeans and stuff like that for 4.0.
Rocker t-shirt.
Are you ready? Romney obviously is. He's a front runner. Yeah. You can't call him anything else. Yeah, financially, he's there. He is sitting at the top of the polls, though it's not a strong front runner. Yeah. But he's going to have a dip at some point, or at least the assumption is the way these things work. How does he survive the dip this time? He didn't survive it the last time.
I think it's simply a matter of the weight of the campaign, that he has the resources, the strategists, the national reputation and organization. Certainly, he has some early states, particularly in New Hampshire. But you're right, when you look at the national polling, and I pretty much dismiss it, but there is something we can learn. The frail front runner is in the mid-teens in a lot of these polls, right. And you would think a front runner should be further ahead by this point.
To me, there's three elements of the party. There's sort of the establishment secular Republican Party, there's the Tea Party, and the social, religious, cultural conservatives. I think to win the nomination, you have to be acceptable to all three. You don't have to be, But
he's nobody's first choice in all three, which you just laid out. He feels like the second choice among the establishment, maybe the third choice among social conservatives, and probably the last choice among Tea Party.
You see, that's my point. I think Tea Party and social religious conservatives, he's not even acceptable. Yeah. And that's where I think he comes up short.
Let's talk about Palin. Stu, I mean, what does he have to do to get traction? He's been in the race, and almost no one talks about it.
Well, I think how we've just described Romney also fits Palin. He's kind of everybody's second choice. He looks like he's going to have a quality campaign. He's smart, he's thoughtful, articulate. He's probably good enough. That may be the right positioning in this election cycle.
Then he's not unacceptable to any of these groups. And the thing is, when you look around the field, who is acceptable to all three?
And I really think we ought not harp on where Tim Pawlenty is right now. Give him some time to introduce himself.
But he has to win Iowa. Like, he is a one-state strategy.
Well, I think either. Right? I'm not sure if if Michelle Bachmann wins Iowa and Tim Pawlenty finishes a close second, don't many people say, yeah, but that's Michelle Bachmann?
Well, since you brought up Michelle Bachmann, let's listen to the latest she said on this issue. Let's take a look.
We're very close. I had just announced on Thursday that I'll be making my announcement in the state where I was born, Iowa, and in the city of my birth, which is Waterloo, Iowa. So I'm looking forward to making that announcement next month.
How do you feel about the thought of Sarah Palin getting in the race? Would you like to see her again?
I think we're going to have a very wide, deep bench of great candidates to come against Barack Obama. And if I decide to throw my hat in the ring, I think that I'll do very favorably.
Nothing wrong with being born in Waterloo, Iowa. My old man was born in Waterloo, Iowa. But Stu just brought up, oh, she wins Iowa, we'll dismiss her. Do we?
I have a hard time seeing her win the nomination, but to me the chemistry between Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann must be fascinating, because to Sarah Palin, I created this space. This part of the party wouldn't exist without me. To Michelle Bachmann, I'm smarter. I've got the resume. I've got the qualifications.
This is a more serious person.
I'm a heavier person. Wouldn't you love to hear the back and forth between their...
A little unfair. One thing, it's a little unfair that everybody keeps boxing her in with Palin. Michelle Bachmann really is competing with the Herman Cain, the Tim Pawlenty. She is competing also in that space, right, Stu?
Yeah. Look, she is a member of Congress. She has a record. She's not going to Iowa just to say she ain't running. So I think she's a serious factor, and certainly in the caucus.
And very fast, Rick Perry would be the sole real Southerner in the field.
Well, there's a vacuum here. There's a huge vacuum. Somebody's going to fill, particularly that social vacuum.
All right, Charlie Cook, Stuart Rothenberg. Chuck, who's going to keep you on time once I leave? It's going to have to be a 2-hour show.
Yeah. Hey, don't give him ideas.
Just saying.
Up next, the vote on the debt ceiling.